Hi, this is Ellen. Hi, this is Ellen from Cambridge Immigration Law. People come to us sometimes after they've started an application for a marriage-based green card. And there are some things that I see over and over that cause people to stumble. The first thing is people don't document their cases well enough to show without doubt that they're in a real relationship. People will submit documents that contradict each other, that aren't complete, or just not enough documentation. And once immigration thinks that you're not in a real relationship, you really have an uphill battle for two reasons. One, immigration may send out an investigative team to go to your home or your workplace and ask people that you might not know that well about you and your spouse. Also, they might just go to your home, and people in your home that you live with might say just kind of stupid things, not for any bad reason, but just because they're overwhelmed by the presence of these federal agents who look like they're in some SWAT team sometimes. So bad testimony can come out in these unplanned, impromptu ICE investigations. The other reason why you're facing a uphill battle once once immigration thinks that you're not in a real relationship is like they write down all these facts, whether they're from your documents or, like I said, from testimony, and USCIS later will defer to itself and say, well, this is what they wrote, this is what they thought, and it's really hard to disprove or really disprove what they're saying. It becomes this he said, she said game between us and immigration. And like he said, she says are never, never a good position to be in. So mistake number one, you submit a case that's not well documented, and you could have a big challenge, sometimes one that we can't dig ourselves out of. Another more simple problem is that if you move and you filed an immigration case, you must notify USCIS of your move immediately. Sometimes, if you can do it a couple of days before you move. You can do an online change of address. You can do it over the phone, and you can also send in a paper copy. Do it any way that you can to make sure that your address gets updated. The final thing that I wanted to talk about is, let's see. Oh, attending your interview unprepared. Most people that are in a real relationship can answer any question that is presented to them at an immigration interview. And if they can't answer a particular question, they've answered so many correctly that it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm married. I don't know everything about my spouse or my home. And there'd be things there would be questions that I would not be able to answer. But for the most part, you should be well prepared for your interview. We grill our clients on their history, how they met, their first dates, their schedules, how they get to work, their spouse's name, like everything. And we really push our clients to have a really intense preparation for the interviews so that when they go to the interview, they're confident, they're calm, they know they can answer any question. And most of the time, the interviews are so much easier than our preparation, but we'd rather over prepare you and have you go for an easy interview than under prepare you and really get us in a position where we might, again, you might not be able to dig yourself out. We would never send you unprepared. But you don't want to go unprepared to an interview, get all these like bad answers, wrong answers, inconsistent answers, unthought out answers on the record, and have USCIS just use them against you forever. So you need to do a good job in presenting your marriage-based case. You need to stay on top of the little details like your address. We can do that for you. We do it all the time. We love doing it, and we'll do it for you.